Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. It is Property 360 on Top Radio 90.9 FM. My name is Aaron Seth. You can also call me the King of Words. This is the grand tour on the real estate sector in Lagos, in Nigeria, West Africa, Africa, and of course, around the globe. My name is Brewer Number One. Of course, this is Top Radio 90.9 FM. We take you to the top and we stay there with you. We're going to jump quickly into the new segment. Nigeria's steel sector attracts $500 million in foreign investment. Nigeria's steel industry has attracted more than $500 million in foreign direct investment over the past 20 months, marking a significant step in the country's industrialization efforts. This was revealed by the Minister of Steel Development, Prince Shai. Good morning to you. This is Property 360 on Top Radio 90.9 FM. We are the station that takes you to the top and stays there with you. And of course, Property 360, we are the grand tour on the real estate sector in Lagos, Nigeria, West Africa, Africa, and of course around the globe. What we do is we make sure that you are abreast of the facts and that you make the right decision when it comes to real estate. And our topic for this morning is 7 mistakes Nigerians in the diaspora make when buying properties or for return in migration. We have a lot of Nigerians who are in the beautiful cities around the world making a big bucks, and they keep sending in money to the country, or they travel in person to invest in real estate. So we are here to advise them this morning. It's been a talking point on the social media space for the past few months, so we thought of dealing with it. Of course, I'm not here alone this morning. I'm here with Barrister Kasme Anyang, my very good friend, good brother, and a senior colleague. Barrister, how are you?
I'm fine. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, Barrister. Please, can you reintroduce yourself to the people?
Yes, my name is Barrister Kasme Anyang from Imo State. I want to do a shout out to my people, Meziumuhu, and a shout out to the Zion Lego team. Zion We Fly. May God continue to bless our spiritual director, Evangelist Chukwebuka Obi Alazia. Shout out to my people of Umuhu at the Ngopara indigenous.
What about your people in the Rotary part of Lagos?
Shout out to the Rotary Club of Ikeja South.
Not to forget your people.
The Rokejas. We are the prestige of Rotary and Rotary all over the world.
For some reason, you've come to.
God bless Rotary.
You've made me fall in love with Rotary.
Yes.
When they say you don't fall in love, you fall in love, you hit your back on the ground. I've grown in love with them. Yes. Anyways, how's the weekend been?
My weekend was nice.
Let's jump in and have this conversation. So 7 mistakes Nigerians in the diaspora make when buying property for return in immigration. So you're a Nigerian, you're in China, you're a Nigerian, you're in Dubai, you're in Italy, you're in Badagry, you're all around the place and you want to invest. So this advice doesn't just affect those who are investing from the diaspora. It also affects Nigerians who are in here, because sometimes you think you know these things, but you don't really know them. Number one here is not conducting proper research. Many Nigerians in the diaspora make the mistake of buying properties in Nigeria based on emotion and urgency rather than evidence and research. I remember one time where I had this relationship with one of the senior advocates of Nigeria. Big people in your part of career law, and I had the opportunity to talk to him, and he said that you've not made millions. He said the day you start making thousands of dollars, he said you get so excited, you want to put that money into something immediately. And then he said something that was quite profound. He said any money that was not written down for what it will be used for before it arrives will be spent recklessly.
Exactly.
So he said before the money comes, so you are investing into something and you think maybe to bring out 300 million naira. He said you are supposed to have written down what you will do with that 300 million naira by the time it arrives. If you don't do that, by the time the money gets to your lap, you are going to jump in excitement and use the money anyhow. So one of the issues that we have with the people who are in diaspora, who you hear cases like, oh, I sent money to Chukuma to build a house for me in Lagos. I got here and I did not find the house. Or you hear that the equipment that we used and the tools that we used, or materials that we used to build the house were not good enough. So number one issue is people not conducting proper research. Barrister, this is your space. But how do people go about conducting the right type of research? I mean, when somebody's about to jump into investing in real estate, what exactly is the research?
Okay, the research is conducting the due diligence before you acquire property. I've always said it on air. Anybody that intends to buy property, it should involve professionals, people who are licensed and authorized to do or engage in such transactions. Real estate practitioners, those who studies estate management in university, lawyers, surveyors. They are licensed. Let me take, for instance, my legal profession. Every lawyer called to Nigerian bar, we have a website and we have a Supreme Court number, enrollment number. It's a unique number that no other lawyer has it in Nigeria. I have my enrollment number. You simply go to the website of the Nigerian Bar Association, check and confirm if that lawyer, has been called to bar. Is recognized. That enrollment number is also embossed in our seal, the green seal or the seal of the judiciary, depending on where you find yourself. So when you now begin to engage that person and put your money in his hands, you'll be sure that your money is safe, other than involving mediocre quacks, people who are impostors, because they know that there's money in the property transaction. Everybody wants to jump in and begin to do what he or she is not qualified to do. That is where the problem lies. Those that are in the diaspora, it's a simple thing to do. Confirm that lawyer exists, or that surveyor exists.
Real estate agents.
Yes, then that professional, that person will know what to do. The beginning point is conducting due diligence. Before you buy, you go to land registry in Alausa.
You need a lawyer for all of this.
Do the searches, yes. It's only lawyers that can find out if that property is encumbered or not. What do I mean by encumbrance? If that property has been mortgaged. For instance, somebody can take his property to take a loan, a mortgage from a bank. So the bank will now, register that mortgage. It becomes a legal mortgage. So that becomes an encumbrance until you pay off the debt. So these are the things involved. I don't want to go into the details.
You have to pay money to get the full details. Okay. So number one, you have to deal with a lawyer.
A lawyer or a
surveyor or a real estate person. Yes. But you have to ensure that person is recognized. It's not it's not a quack.
Yes, it's not a quack.
Okay.
Yes.
Number two here we have buying through unverified medium or unverified middlemen. We get it, you are miles away and someone offers to help handle the purchase. But too many buyers fall to fraudulent or inexperienced middlemen. When we talk about middlemen in the real estate sector, what are we talking about?
Middlemen are agents. A lawyer is an agent in property transaction. A surveyor is also an agent. And real estate managers, as estate managers, are also agents. These to me are people who are qualified to do, deal in property transactions. These are the middlemen. But if you involve any other person, it's your attempt to Israel. The risk factor, you bear it alone, because in the event of any loss, you cannot trace that person because that person is not qualified to do or engage in such transactions. But it's good to involve middlemen of these classes that I have mentioned, so that you can go home and sleep and know that your money is in safe hands.
Okay, before we go on this quick break, ignoring legal documentation, that's number 3.
Yes.
The most dangerous assumption that a payment receipt equals ownership. We've had this, my father, God bless his soul, he left this world in 2019, had several properties in Lagos. One of them was taken from him.
Yes. Because
what he got in the 90s was a receipt.
Yes.
And he was assured that receipt will cover the property. Yes. But over time, started having issues with this house.
Yes.
Eventually, he had to let go. He lost the house.
Yes.
So there's this, the most dangerous assumption that a payment receipt equals ownership. Is that true?
Yes. Let me educate people on this. When you buy property and you are issued a receipt, that is not sufficient evidence or proof of title. Receipt is evidence that money has exchanged hands. But what confers ownership on you, that transfer that property to you, is the deed of assignment or power of attorney, irrevocable power of attorney coupled with interest, as it is used in the eastern region of Nigeria, Enugu, Imo State, Abia. They use irrevocable power of attorney coupled with interest. In Lagos and in southwestern Nigeria, they use deed of assignment. In the recitals of that deed,
But barrister,
the language
hold
is
on,
that
barrister, hold on,
you are
barrister.
transferring or
Hold on, sir.
assigning.
Hold on, let's
Yes.
backtrack.
Yes.
This is information. It's
Yes.
reaching. I'm hearing this for the first time.
Yes.
So you're saying that in the eastern part of Nigeria,
Yes.
and this part of Nigeria where you have the western part of
Yes.
Nigeria, are you saying that they use two different types of documentation
Yes.
in the ownership of a house?
In transfer of property. Yes.
What do they use in the east?
In the East, I mentioned is irrevocable power of attorney coupled with interest. In the body of it, you mentioned that the amount, and the donor is the person who is selling. The donee is the person who is buying.
That's what is used in the east.
In the East,
Then
yes.
in the west,
Yes.
What is used
In
the west?
Lagos State here, Western region, they use deed of assignment. So that deed of assignment is a document that transfers title, confers ownership, that shows purchase. So if you buy property and the seller gives you only a receipt, you have not bought. Let the word hear it, you have not bought. Because if peradventure there's an issue and you have to see yourself in the court, what transfers or confers ownership is that deed of assignment or irrevocable power of attorney signed by seller and
The buyer.
the buyer.
Okay. I'll just read
And
this out.
even if it is only deed of assignment that has been executed, in the testandum, there's a clause here that said, whereof the receipt, whereof the assignor hereby acknowledges. Even if the seller does not give you receipt, that deed of assignment is sufficient evidence.
That's
of
what is
receipt.
recognized by the state government.
Yes.
So, barrister, in a case where someone has made a terrible mistake, where you bought a property and you were only given a receipt, is there no way out? At least you have proof to show that money did exchange hands.
Yes.
What would a person do to get back their money since they've lost the property when you have that receipt to show?
Let me give people free advice, which I don't usually give. When you are buying, make sure that the money, the purchase, passes through your account. As if you are doing a bank transfer. In the narration, put it there for the purchase of one plot of land as so.
Description.
The description, purchase of one or two plots of land was, located as so. That is evidence.
That's evidence.
Yes. Don't pay cash. Make sure you issue bank draft or through a bank transfer so that there will be a bank statement, evidencing that.
Thank you so much, barrister.
And no matter how you don't allow yourself to be pressured.
Okay, barrister, let's
As you are paying,
because of time.
the person should be signing the deed of assignment for you in the banking hall. That is how I do.
Okay, in
I don't
Nigeria,
just pay money and go home. No.
in Nigeria, the absence of legal documentations like certificate of occupancy (CFO), registered deed of assignment, survey plan means your property can be contested, repossessed, or revoked, especially if the land is under government acquisition or communal dispute. Always involve a real estate lawyer for documentation. I've said this many times on this show. It has become a gospel. Whatever you will do in this country, even if you want to buy a car, even if you want to buy a piece of jewel, even if you want, once the thing has hefty price involved, get a lawyer involved. Get a lawyer involved. Once the money is touching the millions, get a lawyer involved. You get into serious trouble. You think you've bought something, you haven't bought it, you're just holding it for them. Lagos, this is Property 360 on Top Radio 90.9 FM. We had a grant on the real estate sector in Lagos, Nigeria, West Africa, and of course around the globe. This is the station that takes you to the top and stays with you. My name is Aaron Seth. You can call me Brewer Number 1. I'm here this morning with Barrister Kasme Anyan when we're dealing with the topic 7 mistakes Nigerians in the diaspora make when buying property for return immigration. We have a lot of messages. When we come back after this quick music break, we will jump on those. Welcome back to the show. It is Property 360 on Top Radio 90.9 FM. My name is Aaron Seth. You can also call me Brewer Number 1. We've got a lot of messages this morning. Temi Tokbe Adeyemi is my name. Lagos, Nigeria. Wow. The 41.3 trillion real estate evaluation is mind-blowing. This is the kind of growth we've been praying for in Lagos. We just need to regulate agents better to protect buyers. Brewer, are they sharing this money for it to go around? Okay. My name is Chinedu Okafo. I am resident in Singapore. Good evening from Singapore, you say. It is exciting to see Nigeria's steel and housing sectors booming. I hope this translates into more affordable homes affordable homes back home. I don't get what you're trying to say. But thank you so much, Chinedu. Thank you so much. From Milan with love. I am following Nigerian real estate reforms closely. That bill in Lagos, if passed and enforced, it will give tenants a real voice. They say my name is Chioma Bello from Milan in Italy. Zainab Musa from Dubai. You say Dubai resident here. The resemblance of the city walk in Abuja to Dubai's version is exciting, but will the Nigerian version include green spaces and walkability? When I saw the news myself, I was really excited. I felt like, well, this is big. I wish it was in Lagos, but they want to put it in the Federal Capital Territory. So only those who are going to Abuja will see it. But of course, it's going to be on social spaces, so we'll see if it's good enough. Greetings from Sydney. Great to hear about the GDP rebasing. Real estate is a sleeping giant. Hope these numbers translate into better urban planning. My name is Tunde Afolabi in Sydney, Australia. Thank you. Adana Uzo from Shanghai, China. Ni hao from Shanghai. I think ni hao must mean hi from Shanghai. The Abuja City Walk project sounds brilliant. I just hope it brings real jobs and not just beautification without substance. You can say that again. We saw that with Chinapa in Abuja. In Calabar. Yes, Chinapa is dead over there. Kelechi Johnson from Canada. Jakpa, you say. It is 10:22 p.m. here in Toronto. Wow. You stayed up. Thank you. As a Jakpa watching from abroad. So you Jakpa, I love what I am hearing, but I will believe it when I see consistency. Still hopeful though. Imalbong 18 from Calabar. So happy to hear about the Renewed Hope Estates rollout. We need more of that in the South. Affordable housing should not just be talk. Obina Nwosu from Enugu, Nigeria. The steel sector investment is big news. If managed well, this could revive Eastern industries and reduce dependency on imports. Ngozi Eze from Surulere. This new law redefining tenancy, long overdue. Landlords have had too much unchecked power. Kudos to the Lagos Assembly. I'm telling you, it's past the second bill, the third billing, and then it will be a law. Shegun Adebayo. I'm in Ikeja, Lagos. This Lagos Calabar Highway update is great, but I am watching closely. For once, I want to see a project of this scale actually completed on time. My name is Yetunde Alabi from Lekki, Lagos. Nigeria real estate, now Nigeria's third largest sector. Incredible. But can we talk about how fake agents are frustrating genuine house seekers? Lagos must clean that up. If you've observed, in the last 2 months, we've been talking about agents every day. I want to believe that this show is one of the reasons why the Lagos state governments have really looked into this problem. We've been talking, it's not just us, a lot of persons have been talking, but I think we've played a big part. My name is Femi Onasaya, London, England. Reading this from London this morning. Happy to see the
Lagos is good.
It's good. Yeah. I think people who really suffer in Lagos are those without skills.
Exactly.
If you don't have a skill.
In fact, anywhere you are in the world, if you don't have anything doing, they say that, and I don't mind, is the devil's workshop. So everybody has to get something doing.
In case you're just tuning in, this is Property 360 on Top Radio 90.9 FM. That's the voice of Barrister Kasme Anyang, a Notarian of the highest order. And of course, my name is Brewer number 1. You can call me Aaron Seth. And we're talking about 7 mistakes Nigerians in the diaspora make when buying property for return in migration. We've had several Nigerians who say, oh, I sent money, they used it to do what I did not expect, blah, blah, blah. And that's what we're talking about this morning. And I said at the beginning of the show, even if you are not in the diaspora, trust me, listen in. This will help you from losing money. Number 4, falling for promo list scams. Buy one plot, get one free. 50% discount for diasporans. Estate land in Aja for 1 million naira. Scammers know how to market fake estates with beautiful flyers and false agency. And in the news segment, we read where the Lagos State government, I'm sure that guy is in trouble, who was advertising a property by the Lagos State government and saying that it is ready, while the Lagos State government is saying that we don't deal with real estate agents.
Yeah, without authorization.
How do the diasporans deal with such
So these are the scammers you will have all over in the world, especially online. They go out there deliberately to deceive people. That is obtained by false pretense. Impostors, and people should be wary of such individuals. They are everywhere online deceiving people, and they come with juicy packages as if those things exist. I've always said it, if you want to buy property, engage people who know how to transact this business so that you go home and sleep.
Let's move away quickly from that. I don't know, it is Ogogongo that is doing his long truth, because I don't know how you get online and then you see a property online and then you transfer money.
Transfer money. It is what
in local palette to say you are dons.
In law, we call it volunteer not fit injuria. That is voluntary assumption of risk. Cannot give rise to any legal right of action.
Exactly. Okay, number 5, not planning for property management or use. A lot of people find themselves in this mess. You have bought the land, great, but what happens next? A big mistake is buying without a clear plan. Who will build or maintain it? Will you rent it out before returning? Who ensures it is not encroached upon? Too many diasporans returns years later to find their land overtaken. There was this woman in America who was complaining bitterly on social media. It went viral early this year. We talked about it.
Yes.
Bought a property. She got back to Lagos and the property was nowhere to be found.
Yes.
She saw that the state government has collected the property.
Yes.
I don't think we have to talk much about that. I'll just move into the next one. But I think you got to be smart. You got to be smart. They say if you want to go fast, you go alone.
Yes.
But if you want to go far, you take people along.
Exactly.
When in the diaspora, you have to trust somebody. You have to trust somebody. I know it is difficult to trust people in Nigeria, but you have to pick somebody. It's either you have a brother that you trust, a cousin, you have a friend, you have a colleague who you've worked with for a long time.
Yes.
And it's one person who you know that, okay, will take this money, buy the property. When you bought the property, you got to put people there to watch. In Lagos, there's this thing they do where you bought the property, you have to dig foundation. You have to put a fence. At least let somebody know that somebody has this land. If you don't do that, eventually you will win your property back when you get here, but you go through a lot of stress because Omonile is sitting on the property and so on and so forth. Number 6, underestimating cultural and communal dynamics. Barris, I really want to talk about this.
Yes.
Undermining cultural and communal dynamics. In some parts of Nigeria, land disputes are more about family history and culture than paperwork. You may legally buy land only to face Omonile harassment. This harassment is a real type of harassment.
Yes.
Even if you go via the law, you will find a lot of challenges, because there's something I normally say to my guys. When we say that the law should deal with issues and politicians should stamp their authority on issues, remember that the politicians will get their votes the next term. Who's going to vote for them? Part of these people that they are harassing will be, so they try to be as diplomatic as possible. That's why you see in politics there's a lot of diplomacy. They are not going to get you the property immediately. You're going to go through process. Eventually they say you guys should set to make peace. You don't want to go through all of that harassment. You may go through Omonile harassment, family disputes over ancestral land. If you are buying from a family land or rural property, ensure community consensus and involve a lawyer who understands local customs. What do you have to say about
Yes. With respect to native law and customs, when you are buying property from a family, let's take for instance a property that is located in a rural area, hold a meeting with the principal members of that family. The head of the family and the principal members, not necessarily everyone, because at the end of the day, it's those people that will sign that legal document, that deed of assignment. When they sign it, it is binding because they have transferred or alienated that land on behalf of the other members of the family. There are decisions of court, of Supreme Court, that can nullify transactions involving property or purchase that are not executed by the head of a family or principal members of the family. For instance, in a family of 10 boys, the head of the family and the principal member sufficient to sign that document on behalf of others. But it will be untoward for the last born of that family to sell the family property and sign on behalf of his senior brothers. So that is the explanation. So the same thing applies in the Yoruba land or Igbo land or Hausa land. Make sure that the head of the family and principal members sign those documents if you're buying from a family. It is different from when you're buying from an individual. Because the land law of family history also have to come to play. But if government is involved and they're acquiring property for public purpose, the host communities, you must visit them and dialogue with them so that they don't frustrate the project.
So what you are saying in essence this morning is that when you're buying a property, you have to know if you're buying from an individual or if you're buying from a family.
Yes.
And if you're buying from a family, you have to watch out for the principal,
the head of the family and the principal members of that family.
And principal members could include uncles.
These are the people that the law allows or confers authority to sign that document on behalf of others.
I hope you're listening. I thank God that we out of the 15 messages that I've read, give or take, I think we have close to 7 or 8 that were from people from the diaspora. And you guys seem like people with big box dynamics. Barris, I really want to talk about this.
Yes.
Undermining cultural and communal dynamics. In some parts of Nigeria, land disputes are more about family history and culture than paperwork. You may legally buy land only to face omonile harassment. This harassment is a real type of harassment.
Yes.
Even if you go via the law, you will find a lot of challenges, because there's something I normally say to my guys. When we say that the law should deal with issues and politicians should stamp their authority on issues, remember that the politicians will get their votes the next term. Who's going to vote for them? Part of these people that they are harassing will be, so they try to be as diplomatic as possible. That's why you see in politics there's a lot of diplomacy. They are not going to get you the property immediately. You're going to go through process. Eventually they say you guys should settle to make peace. You don't want to go through all of that harassment. You may go through omonile harassment, family disputes over ancestral land. If you are buying from a family land or rural property, ensure community consensus and involve a lawyer who understands local customs. What do you have to say about this?
In this way to native law and customs, when you are buying property from a family, let's take for instance a property that is located in a rural area, hold a meeting with the principal members of that family. The head of the family and the principal members, not necessarily everyone, because at the end of the day, it's those people that will sign that legal document, that deed of assignment. When they sign it, it is binding because they have transferred or alienated that land on behalf of the other members of the family. There are decisions of court or Supreme Court that can nullify transactions involving property or purchase that are not executed by the head of a family or principal members of the family. For instance, in a family of 10 boys, the head of the family and the principal member sufficient to sign that document on behalf of others. But it will be untoward for the last born of that family to sell the family property and sign on behalf of his senior brothers. So that is the explanation. So the same thing applies in the Yoruba land or Igbo land or Hausa land. Make sure that the head of the family and principal members sign those documents if you're buying from a family. It is different from when you're buying from an individual. Because the land law of family history also have to come to play. But if government is involved and they're acquiring property for public purpose, the host communities, you must visit them and dialogue with them so that they don't frustrate the project.
So what you are saying in essence this morning is that when you're buying a property, you have to know if you are buying from an individual or if you are buying from a family.
Yes.
And if you're buying from a family, you have to watch out for the principal,
the head of the family and the principal members of that family.
And principal members could include uncles.
These are the people that the law allows or confers authority to sign that document on behalf of others.
I hope you're listening. I thank God that we out of the 15 messages that I've read, give or take, I think we have close to 7 or 8 that were from the people from the diaspora. You guys seem like people with big bucks who are interested in investing in the country. So you have to look out for this point. When I saw this point, I was like, I really hit the nail on this. If you are buying a property from a family, look for the principal members and look for the head of that family.
Exactly.
To ensure that the right signage goes into paper.
Yes.
So that you don't get into trouble tomorrow. Yeah. So we've had this issue in Lagos many times where the last born takes the documents, as counts with the documents, and goes to get a buyer.
Yes.
And the buyer has bought the property, even with a lawyer, because they did not get it right. Yes. And tomorrow they can't own the land. They say that person who sold the land to you is not one of the principal members. He's not even part of the head.
The law has not allowed him or permitted him to transact on behalf of others. It is the head of the family or the principal members that are permitted by law to sign.
You ask him, who are you? He says, I'm the firstborn, and he's the lastborn.
Yes.
Okay, we have a final point. Okay, this is not so necessary. Okay, but just final point. Let me just press this. Come home prepared. Buying property for return migration is one of the most personal investments you will ever make. You are not just buying land, you are trying to build your connection to home. But that connection must be built on solid ground legally, financially, and emotionally. Avoiding these mistakes could be the difference between returning to peace or returning to problems. This is not I don't have copyright to this document. I picked this up from one of the news outlets. I think it was the Guardian or Vanguard. I'll look for it and then I'll push it on social media. You have to put that as disclaimer. So sometimes I get these talking points. I saw it and I felt like this is really good talking points. We can expound on this. You can only get this sort of information on Property 360 on Top Radio 90.9 FM every Mondays from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. I'm usually here. My name is Aaron Seth, brewer number 1. I'm here with Barrister Kasmi Ayang, is a lawyer of the highest order. We talk about these things, we expand on this information, and we make sure that you are abreast of the fact that you don't make silly mistakes when investing in real estate. It's so painful, Barrister, when you see people lose money in real estate. It's not a nice thing because it's not thousands of naira, talking about millions of naira. It's easy to recover from a 200,000 naira deficit, 300,000 naira, 400,000, but losing money in tens of millions.
Yes, because when people go to buy properties, they don't involve professionals. You are dealing with your investment recklessly, and you lose that money recklessly because people are out there to defraud. But when you go pass through the proper channel, for instance, a lawyer or a surveyor that is involved, you have Surveying Council of Nigeria, their members are recognized. They have their number and their enrollment, particulars. So you know who you are dealing with.
Okay.
Yes, it is very, very important.
Barrister, we've come to the end of the show. Can you please say your social handles? My
Facebook is Baron Riches. My Instagram page is the same. Then I'm also on LinkedIn. TikTok is Cassie, CASSIE.
I see your works on TikTok. Fresh young guy.
Yes, I thank God. And I also want to say thank you for the Nigerian female team that won the African Nations Cup.
I'm telling you.
When I was watching that, the first 26 minutes, we are 2 goals down. But the ladies showed the resilience, the Nigerian character, and they came back and defeated the almighty Morocco.
Normally,
congratulations to the Nigerian female national team.
Usually, I say when men watch women play football, I don't think they're watching football. I think they're watching something else. But I also watch the game.
I watch football.
Yes, you're a good man.
Yes. We are winners.
Okay. This is Property 360. It comes your way every Monday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Top Radio 90.9 FM. Never forget, we are we're a grand tour on the real estate sector. We go on a grand tour on the real estate sector in Lagos, in Nigeria, West Africa, and of course around the globe. Days where we have international information on real estate, we talk about it. We make sure that you are abreast of the fact that you don't make silly mistakes when investing in real estate. My name is Brewer number 1, aka Aaron Seth. You can also call me the King of Words. I leave you with my parting word as always. It doesn't matter how productive your words are. It doesn't matter how effective your words are. It doesn't matter how reasonable you are with your words. I am a senior brother with words. I put premium on words. I think words are important. I think words shape our life as much as thoughts. But at the end of the day, you may be a Christian, you believe in God's riches and glory in Christ Jesus. You may be a Muslim, you do your prayers and you believe in everything around the Islamic religion. You may even be one of those who practice the local religions and you work with water and all those mirrors and all those funny things. At the end of the day, if you don't go and look for work to do, Sapa is going to blow you. Lagos, goodbye.